You're so awkward to talk to.
I come across awkward.
I love how you can just go from like not awkward to awkward like that.
Funny, you're funny.
I'm not weird.
You are funny.
When I was at school, I was very dry, like more than I am now, like very sarcastic and dry humour, deadpan. To me, that was much more entertaining than me just being me.
I was also quite awkward, I think, as a teenager. I had braces and glasses, which, you know, is never that great a look.
I think I realised very early on at school that like being funny sells. You can capture people's attention by making them laugh.
I always had ambitions to be a performer, but I can't really pinpoint exactly what type of performer I wanted to be.
I started with the idea when I was 17 years old at a youth club in northwest London, where I'm from. I started going there after school on every Wednesday, and we made a magazine.
Everyone there was really into UK rap and grime, and I was into McFly. I owe everything to becoming part of that magazine. I was so bored of seeing the same interviews with musicians.
Oh, of course, I'm going to interview these rappers that everyone's talking about. I started the column in that magazine, and I did it for about 2 years.
And I was in character then. I developed my character through the written column.
The initial idea came about through doing an interview as a date.
And I also wanted to go on a date because I'd never been on one.
I wanted to spoof what the interview is. I wanted to spoof what a date is.
And someone said you should go on a date where you would never usually go on a date to make it funny. So that's how the chicken shop element happened. While I was doing the interviews, I think I did about 10. I thought, wow, it'd be great if people could actually see this, what was going on, because it was awkward, it was funny. I found the shot, booked the crew, like not knowing what I'm doing. I've never produced a shoot before. I was 20.
Gets came through the magazine and through a publicist that was a fan of the column. We just had clip-on mics. One of them didn't even work in the Gets episode. I think that all the sound from me is being picked up on Gets
Cat's
mic.
fascinating me, they're very smart.
Yeah, I still can't believe that he was the first episode because such a brilliant person to get. He was just so up for it and such a great bubbly personality, and also so just naturally funny that I just hit gold, really.
As in...
Me and you?
No.
In terms of the reception, it got, I don't know, like 1,000 views or something, like not that many views at all. When I first started, I was making an episode like once every 4 months because I couldn't get access to talent, because I didn't have the money to make the episodes, because I didn't have time within my studies at university. I remember like early on, when no one was watching them, being like, I need to put another episode out because no one's gonna know who I am. It's like no one knew who you are anyway.
Yeah, I went to university, to Central St Martin's, to study fashion journalism because I always wanted to be editor of Vogue. I'm Amelia and I'm going to be the editor of Vogue one day. 10 years ago, while at my first year studying fashion journalism, I released the first episode of Chicken Shop Date. And it got, wait for it, 1,000 views.
For the first years, I never had AdSense on my videos. I didn't know how to do it. So for like, honestly, years, I wasn't making any money from the views.
Talk about money they don't know about peas, talk about gully they don't know about grease.
I made money through my jobs in retail. That's how I made my money that I would then put into it. It got to a point where I was doing all these meetings with different people because I honestly couldn't make the show. Like, I didn't have any money to make the show. There was no way I couldn't. After you do 4 episodes or something, you can't ask people to work for free anymore. Jordan, manager of the Sidemen, he at the time was working at YMU, and he had come across my content and he reached out to me and he said, I work for this management company. He brokered a deal for me and a phone company. Basically, I got paid enough money to then use that money to make episodes of Chicken Shop Date. That was such a pivotal moment in my career, was being signed by a major management company, because they've opened so many doors for me, in particular Jordan, and I've been funding it myself ever since.
The nuggets look great, the drink's average, and your face is okay. Pause.
The AJ Tracy episode was a turning point for sure. He was a very exciting up-and-coming rapper in London, and he was, at the time, had not many followers at all.
You're actually so dumb. You're actually dumb, I swear down.
You look a bit like a prawn. I've sort of caught people at a time before they really, really became really big. That is something that I always try and do with the show.
I was so happy when I got Daniel Kaluuya. That was a big moment.
I'm a really big fan.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of chicken nuggets.
An Oscar-winning actor, and also someone that just was so perfect for the show growing up in London.
You've got a birthmark on your eye.
Call it a beauty spot.
You're very beautiful.
Yo, idiot.
I've become more confident as a host and as a comedian in a way.
Do you believe in life after love? I feel like after I make them laugh once, then I think they become more warm and relaxed. Would you want to be my boyfriend? The character's kind of just an exaggeration of my own personality.
Yes, I did.
You're so awkward to talk to.
I feel like I've shaped the show in a way so that someone can give me one-word answers and I'll make that part of the bit.
What's your favourite type of food?
Chicken.
Good answer.
I never really approach things being like, I think this could be viral.
These keys are too small, I can't do this.
Maybe your fingers are too fat.
Maybe you're too fat.
The nature of something going viral is that it's unpredictable.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I'd like to see you wiggle wiggle.
The Louis
For
Theroux
sure.
episode as
Dribble,
well,
dribble,
a
dribble,
really important
you
one
know,
because
right
he's a
into
hero
it.
of mine.
I love it when the guest flirts back with me. Like, that's really my favourite episode.
Hi, I'm Jack.
You're shaking.
Am I?
Yeah.
Don't start this again.
Jack Harlow's interview
Ooh. Somebody's been on the internet.
was definitely a really important one because I feel like that was like some people in America's first taste of chicken shop date. I know you're still getting cuter by the hour. There's like, now I'm just gonna sound like funny, but like I feel like there's a chemistry there between us.
Let's kiss. For real, right now.
I was so happy that he kind of just played me at my own game, really, in a way.
I believe that if you think that your idea is good, then that's all you need, really. To have the freedom, especially as a woman, to create your own show and have it to be your own vision is kind of amazing.
Hi, Barbie.
Hi, Barbie.
If I could have seen my younger self, like at school or at university, with dreams of being, you know, a presenter or a journalist, knowing that I would be one of the hosts of the Barbie premiere, I would have been like, wow, that is a dream gig.
Hi, you're so famous.
You're more famous.
No, I'm not.
It's always been an ambition of mine to make myself a name separate to Chicken Shop Date.
See you in these kinds of situations.
What about other kinds of situations?
Not interested.
If you really sort of want to be top of your game, you have to have a foot in both worlds. With like red carpet interviews, it's all so much is out of your control. You don't even know who you're going to get to speak to.
I really thrive in that environment of the challenge of a red carpet interview. I will prep for every nominee, every name, every presenter, every guest that I know is coming.
One of my best friends is nominated.
Okay.
What do you want me to say?
I'm not nominated. I'm not nominated.
You're
Going
funny.
out on a whim, on your own, you're doing it all on your own terms. That's incredible. It's taken years to get an audience, to build an audience, whereas now you can almost get that overnight. I think it took me like 7 years to get 500,000 subscribers, and I'm very grateful for the audience I have now. I don't think that I would have a successful show, or it would be what it is today without the fact that I'm in creative control.